Just reading some sad news. Bob Saget died at 65 years of age. And yeah, I don't know if he has a wife or kids. And his show Full House, I was a full adult by the time his show was popular, and I don't know if I was a teenager or an adult. And I'd watch, like if I had nothing better to do, I would watch his show. But he seemed like a really nice guy, and it is kind of sad to see him pass on. And I want to welcome Political Woodstock. She is here in the room. I'll give her an invite if she wants to come along and be invited on. And yeah, Political Woodstock. I mean, Bob Saget was a young man, and it's always sad to see people pass on and go away and die. And for me, I mean, Betty White died as well, but she was almost 100. But when someone younger, almost more than 30 years younger, passes on, that to me is a bit more of a tragedy and more sadness. My mother was 74 when she passed on. My father was 77. My father died shortly after my mother, I think about 7 years after. Political Woodstock.
Hello.
I think Political Woodstock, it would be fair to say that you and I were both
the same generation.
We're the same generation, so we didn't really grow up with Bob Saget.
Now, if you did some babysitting jobs, you most certainly did. But, he died at 65, and it made me think of something. Can you guess what that is?
What?
About the same age as Debbie.
Well,
oh, God. I can't find my screen.
Well,
I don't know where it went.
I don't want to go into that. I don't want to make enemies.
I'd be having some fun.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I don't know where it went to. I may disconnect myself and not mean to.
No problem. Well, then she disconnected herself, and she was on for a quick. Hey, I get along with Debbie. I get along with everybody right now, except for perhaps Howard, because Howard, to a degree, at this point in time, wanted a level of control over my show, and I disagreed with the manner in which he did things. But I get along with Debbie. I get along. Well, there's another person I don't get along with either, and how you all call this a program? Well, you just sign up for it on YouTube? That's how you do it, and then you get it as a program. YouTube will put anybody on. I mean, of course, if you do things against the rules and restrictions, then they cut you off. But it used to be much more the Wild West. Now there's far more censorship out there on social media. Anyway, we have Political Woodstock, you disconnected and then you connected.
Yeah, I was trying to find the screen wasn't popping up and it showed architecture and wasn't showing the screen I needed. And I thought that would happen, deleted the page. So, but guess what? Guess who has 1 million views on their channel?
Well, now, what is the name of the channel, by the way?
Political Woodstock.
Really?
Yeah, what I show up as. I don't hide.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's a good.
Well, she went off the air again. There is no number. There is a link if you want to get on. Here, I'll put the link in the chat room if you want to click on it and get on Fade Baker. You might be a person I know, and then you might be a person I don't know. Yeah, you can connect to the StreamYard link, and you can tell me how bad this show is and why you think it's so bad. No, I might do, I might connect it to Blog Talk Radio and do a call-in show, but at this point in time, that is not available to me. And I don't know how long this show is going to be. Sometimes I have a guest, sometimes I don't. I put the link out into the StreamYard and to Discord if anyone wants to hop on in and discuss or talk with me. They are certainly welcome to do that. I invite all comers to come on in. And we have Donning Armor. Donning Armor has become a big fan. And Donning Armor people have disagreed with, but really don't like. I don't agree, but I think Donning Armor is being a bit, people are a bit unfair. Anyway.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I don't know what I did this time, but I'm so glad I did because I went off on a tangent about early retirement and retirement age and how the numbers relate to suicide. So, and I found something out. I was watching this YouTuber, and if someone says something about a no topic, as long as the host says that's false or misleading information, that it's okay. I'll have to find that YouTube video again and send it to you on how to handle those topics when people just all of a sudden say certain words that are pertaining to certain topics that are no-nos on YouTube. So, concluded.
I'm just curious. So someone says a racial epithet or a racial slur, and I say I disavow. Is that something that I'll be punished for, or will I not be? Or will I be punished or not?
This guy was talking about topics. Like he was showing a video and it talked about an inflammatory, and he paused the video and said that, this is false and misleading information. That's specifically what he has said. So I'm going to do some more research on that. But he was a YouTuber, not with like 1 million followers, but maybe 5,000 or 7,000 followers, subscriptions rather. So, and I don't have a problem with Donning at all. I think he needs to know when he's been drinking too much to, just like I used to drink some, Donnie. I would get on shows and I would say things I later regretted. So, just saying. I'm all over the place because I had to take some medicine.
Well, you and I both take medication for our diabetes, and we're both getting older, and we have to think of our health. And Angela, how has the battle against sugar and diet soda been going?
Well, I had, those plastic cups, those small plastic cups. I had a half of a plastic cup of Coke tonight. Kind of broke down. But it's going a little bit better. Unfortunately, my body has gone to the shits. I'm going to have to get a colonoscopy. How do you say that? Colonoscopy? Or how do you say that, Brian?
colonoscopy, and I think I have to get one myself.
Really? Are you getting it this month? Because I am on the 18th. It's not a lucky number for me.
I got to go look into that when I can get one and stuff. I got to look into dental work as well. I've been avoiding the dentist as well.
Oh, me too. But I am a little bit worried about this procedure because of what you have to drink and you have to evacuate yourself. And, it's really down and dirty. But maybe I'll lose some weight. Who knows? But no, he kept on talking about colon cancer. I have a lot of abdominal pain. I mean, he kind of freaked me out a little bit, which is why I'm actually getting the test. So, because I don't like doctors. I hate doctors.
Well, I don't like doctors either, but they are a necessity, and you can figure out what's right or what's wrong about you when you do go to the doctor. Yeah, I just kind of want to get my health better. I feel like crap too, and man, I can't shake this tired feeling. And Master of Rope says that I'm boring, but he's
Wait till he gets older. Wait till he gets older.
well, he should do a show himself. Well, he does do a show, but he only does a show like picking on other people. He doesn't do any shows that are informative or about life. He's basically, I think, Master of Rope is a bit of a hedonist, and he can't control his lust.
Well, he may be a hedonist, but he's a short-sighted hedonist. I'm throwing shade at you, Rope.
And Shag Rogers here says, and the device is not connect. Oh, the device is connect. And Shag Rogers says, I've been on the job since 1969. I know the feeling about being old. All right. We have the Colonel. Hello, Colonel.
My dear friend, Mr. Mudnight Movie, it's an honor and a privilege, an honor and a privilege.
I think are you Colin Doobie or are you Mr. Doobie?
Sir, this is your dear friend, Colonel Dolan Gooby. I've spent the past years fighting my way through the vicious Agari jungle after getting separated from my safari in the year 2012.
Yes, I remember you very vividly. And have you gotten? How is the coof out there in the safari? How have things gotten down there?
I've been divorced from the world, Mr. Mudnight. Is your mouth still watery, my friend? Are you still practicing cannibalism in the years since RockNet was destroyed by Hillary Jefferson
I knew it was
Clinton?
RockNet. I knew it. Where have you been?
I just told you where I was. You've got to listen. How has Hillary Clinton's presidency been?
It's we've got old Joe Biden there now. He's basically out there now. How have things in Africa been? Have you found any new loves in your life in Africa?
My dear friend, the Agari jungle isn't in Africa. It's in Ashkenanistan.
Oh, very well, very well. Have you found any new loves amongst the natives in that place?
My only love is for you, Mr. Mudnight. How are you? What have the years done to you, my friend? You look like what coronavirus would look like if it was a human man. Have the years caused you much suffering?
Yes, they have. They have caused me immense pain and suffering. And I'm looking to be taken out of my misery. But unfortunately, I'm too much of a coward to do myself in like a real man, like you would probably do if you were in my condition, correct?
There's no break from the misery, man. That's what makes us human.
Isn't that the truth?
I've also quadrupled your viewer count tonight with my posse of redneck hicks.
I love it. Well, I take a drink to that, sir. I thank you very much for that. It has been a long time. Whatever happened to RockNet, and what happened to the High Five Ghosts?
That's a fascinating story. I'm glad you asked. Hillary Jefferson Clinton attacked RockNet with a drone strike. We were all driven to the winds. I lost track of the high five ghost of Mr. Jeeves, of Shaggy Rogers, of Chili Bob. I'm making it my mission in life, Mr. Mudnight, to put them back together.
I hope so. I certainly, that was one of the things that made me laugh hysterically, even though you would try to disrupt my show and talk about banging my cousin or my sister or my dead mother. You did make me laugh. And that is an important thing in life, is for laughter. And it is something that is absolutely missing. Now, we did have Angela on. Now, she is going through, I think, she's going to have a colonoscopy pretty soon. Do you have any advice for her for that colonoscopy?
It's phenomenal. I have one once a week. The
Really?
young woman at the massage parlor charges $120. If you can get it cheaper, God bless you.
Yes. And I'm getting a colonoscopy is probably pretty soon as well. I'm 52, going to be 53 pretty soon. So now, how do you feel about the death of Bob Saget?
A tragedy, a tragedy. The only thing that is good about this is now he can rejoin Dave Coulier in hell.
Who is Dave Coulier? I've never heard that. I haven't heard that name before, so you might want to refresh my memory.
That's funny. His agent said the same thing to me today.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Mudnight, I've written you a song. Would you like to hear my song for you?
Yes, please.
All right, here we go. I don't know how to play the guitar. I love you, Mr. Mudnight, even though I banged your cousin. And I think Chili Bob is here too. That's all I've got, Mr. Mudnight. You'll have to pay for anything more.
Yes. Well, you have a great singing voice, and all of our, all of my channels on Blog Talk were basically they took me off. And is there anything about will Blog Talk make a comeback? Blog Talk Radio?
Who cares? I invested $100 in your White Guilt movie festival, and you never delivered a single damn movie. I want my money back, or I want the White Guilt.
It's still on schedule.
It's still, yeah. Well, right now, from my understanding, the ADL tried to shut down my White Guilt movie. There was people saying that the ADL was actively trying to shut down my White Guilt film.
Cannibalism, madness. It's all because of this virus. What's it called? Coronavirus? I'm not familiar, but I hear it's terrible.
Yes, it is. It's I think it's called karate virus, and it. Now, is there any AIDS in where you're at? Is there sexually transmitted diseases or new diseases in the part of the world that you're in?
Many AIDS. I have many supporters and assistants who help me do my work.
Yes.
We've been free from the coronavirus because we got vaccinated. We're not dumb fucks.
Yes. Take the jab. Take the Dr. Fauci jab. Take as
deep
many
in that body.
Yeah, take as many jabs as you can. Take them all, and do everything that Dr. Fauci says. I don't
even know if it was the coronavirus vaccine. I'll just let anyone stick needles into me for money. I'm very poor.
Yes. Well, you can get paid to have that stuff stuck into you. I think you can be paid to take as many vaccines as you can. We're on our third. I think there's going to be a fourth, and maybe even a fifth.
Excellent.
And maybe you'll. Yeah.
I love it. Give me more. Fill me up. I want my body to be nothing but coronaviruses.
Vaccines, he means.
Yeah, I'm drinking this. Well, I am drinking. Someone said I'm drunk, but it's a shot glass, but I'm drinking a Monster.
Oh, what a sad state you fall into, Mr. Mudnight.
Yes, I drink a lot of Monster.
Now, RockNet, I got a question. Why have you not asked about Jewish Producer? Just curious.
I know exactly where Jewish Producer is. We've agreed for many years not to speak. We have a gentleman's agreement that I won't enter his territory, he won't enter mine, and we will both pleasure ourselves with the many women we seduce.
Yes, yes, yes. What is your opinion on? There's another Jewish producer. His name is Harvey Weinstein. What is your opinion on him?
Now, I haven't heard of Mr. Weinstein since 2012, but from what I remember, a wonderful man. I went to many of his parties. I'd vouch for his character any day.
Yes.
Why? Has something happened?
I think he's doing time in jail, or he's in for trial. We have Shaggy Dog here.
No, you don't.
Shaggy.
There's no bit there. You just don't have Shaggy Dog.
There we go. Now we have Sly here as well. He's an American hero. He was actually in the Corona Wars, and he's been vaxxed several times. He does everything that Dr. Fauci tells him to do. Actually, I think Dr. Fauci is his God. Sly, what say you?
Brian, no, I'm a real Canadian hero, Brian. Get it right.
You're a Canadian hero that loves Dr. Fauci.
A Canadian?
I'm very much not for vaccines, Brian.
Yes, you are. You've been vaxxed 1,000 times, and you're going to take oral and jabs.
No, you bet he will.
Yes, he will. He must.
You're going to get jabbed too,
He
Brian.
can't help himself. He cannot help himself.
I have been
He has
jabbed.
to take it deeply inside him.
Do you want me
You're
to
gonna
show
be-
you my vaccine card? Huh?
You're going to be taking my needle this time, Brian. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm gonna be
You back off of him.
Yeah, listen to me. I'm taking every needle I can. I'm fully vaxxed. And energy drinks are bad for you, but I'm addicted. That is my addiction. And yes, but I am taking several vaccines.
Oh man.
Yeah. Now, Shaggy, have you been a good boy and done what Dr. Fauci has told you?
Well, man, let me tell you about a vaccine I got. It's called the Zoot Juice. And what that is it's a jug. It's a gas can. Man, and I get the Everclear. 95% that Everclear. And Red Bull. And, it doesn't. I'm on the vaccine right now. And you get a little hypnotic in there, and it makes you feel somehow the world is gone.
Yes. I am.
They all left me. Remember Midnight Movie? Hey, it's been tough. It's been hard. I drowned. I died on June 13th, 2012. They left me in that bunker. And that son of a bitch, Dolan Gooby.
Shame on you, Dolan.
He did it.
Yes, yes.
I regret nothing. I'm concerned for Sly. Look at this man's face. He looks like Kyle Rittenhouse having an allergic reaction to shrimp.
You know what? He is part Asian, just like, who was the other part Asian guy that shot up the damn place? What was his name? Elliot Rogers. I think he's half Elliot Rogers and half Kyle.
No, that was Cho, the hero of Virginia. He's a local folk hero in Blacksburg. That's the man you want. That's, no one gets away from that guy. The scope is built into their eyes. Is someone who's hunted their kind down in the Vietnam. Charlie's in the trees, and we're gonna hang him.
Yes. But it is great to have you guys on right now. It's just amazing that you've been back after all these years.
Well, as you know, many things happening, many things cooking, many deals at the studio, but I'll always take time for my friend Mr. Mudnight. What's the good movie you've seen lately, Mr. Mudnight? Have you seen the movie Lamb? It's about a child who's a lamb, and yet, paradoxically, you can't have sex with it.
Unbelievable.
Disgusting.
This is my new tongue scraper. I got it today.
Is this because your mouth is watery still? All these years with such a watery mouth?
I think it protects me from COVID, and I've been fully vaxxed.
It's because you have such a dirty mouth, Brian. You need to get it nice and clean.
Yeah, I want to get it nice and clean. And you're going to take your second vax.
No, Brian. I'm not a fool like you. I'm not going to do that.
You're getting vaxxed, and I'm going to put ice cubes up your anus.
Yes.
Get vaxxed and get ice cubes up your anus. Colonel, what is your opinion on people who refuse to vax? What should happen to them?
Here's my proposal. I want to respect the individual liberty of every person. I think we should bring them all together for a conference on freedom and then shoot them all in the fucking head.
Yes.
And we'll call it CPAC.
Yes. I think they should all be forced getting the vax. And they should be sent to an island somewhere.
Brian condemns any act of violence.
Yes, I do. I condemn any. I thought he was talking
And
about.
yet he shows his face.
Yes, I condemn any act of violence. If you're talking about like a shot to the arm, yes. Forced vaccinations are where it's at. Yes, yes.
I don't only want forced vaccinations, Mr. Mudnight. I want forced feeding, too.
Yeah.
I want people growing fat on the prosperity of our nation's farms until they're too large to leave their homes and infect other people with
God.
COVID.
Oh, that sounds good, man. That reminds me of my
Sure
fantasy
does.
feeding.
Yes.
They just give me the food. Give me a stack of bread, salami, mayonnaise,
Yes,
and
yes,
mustard. Oh, I want the provolone. I want the Havarti. Oh, brie.
Now, the one thing that's been shut down, and it's been a horrifying thing, is the buffets have all been shut down for this virus.
Just because they keep kicking you out doesn't mean they're shut down.
No, I'm sorry. Well, I don't know. In California, they've been shut down. I don't know what part of the country you're in, Shagnack, but they've been shut down.
I am a sovereign citizen, and I have no nationality, no formal legal address. You're not going to find me fed.
Yes, yes. Well, I just want to say that I condemn any kind of violence, and I think that all people should take the vax because, of course, we have to listen to our Lord and Savior, Dr. Fauci. Everything Dr. Fauci says is true and correct and right. Everything Biden says is true, correct, and right. Everything that CNN says is true, correct, and right. Don Lemon is magnificent. Colonel, what is your opinion on the great Dr. Lemon, this magnificent human being?
I'll tell you, he's a fantastic man, and I am so proud of him for winning the lead award this year in America's Faces Most Ravaged by Alcohol magazine. One of my favorite television homosexuals.
Yes, yes. I wonder. Do you think that Don Lemon, if you were wounded in a jungle fight, and he was your compadre on the battlefield, do you think he is strong enough to give you a piggyback ride to the medical unit for safety?
Oh dear, I hope he'll give me more than that. You know, Mr. Mudnight, they say there are no atheists in foxholes, but I argue there are no atheists in buttholes either. And when Don gets to knocking at you, you're gonna be screaming for God, that's for damn sure.
I bet. But I'm talking about him rescuing you in the battlefield and healing you. Maybe like, do you think Don Lemon can heal you if you were sick with some kind of jungle venereal disease or some
Will
kind?
you take the lemon to heal your scurvy?
It might. It might. And
not only do I trust Don Lemon to save my life, Don Lemon has saved my life years and years ago in Afghanistan when we were walking and I had just run dry of Malibu rum. And believe it or not, Don Lemon had smuggled some in through his anus. And that saved our party and it saved our day. And dare I say, it saved Afghanistan.
Yes, yes.
I'm assuming everything's gone well in Afghanistan since I've been gone as well, thriving as usual.
It has been perfect. And we might implement some of those policies here. We have the Jewish leadership. It has been perfect, and we might turn off your We have the Jewish minister. Wait, turn off the show, Joey. Turn off the show. You're ruining it.
Good God,
This is
all
the best
these
part of
years
the
in
show.
radio.
Thank you, JP.
I had to come in with, I had to make sure y'all noticed me as I walked into the door and saw a little rock sitting there with a little fortune tied to it. I cannot believe that's how my day started.
Yeah. And Joey does not worship Dr. Fauci like we do.
No, I don't.
A Dr. Fauciist. And but we were going to try to get him to be double, triple, and quadruple vaxxed out there.
Hey there, what's going on?
Yes. So
I want to know how a man can spend 10 years in internet radio and still not know to mute his goddamn mic when he joins a channel. Disgusting.
Yes.
Very sorry, Mr. Dolan Gooby. It's been a while. Sorry to disappoint on the sound quality. Usually it's better, but yeah, tonight I am on.
Don't worry, friend. You've
I'm calling in
disappointed me
via
on far more
remote.
sound.
I need stronger rocks. Is what I need.
You definitely do. You might want to ask Dennis about that, JP.
Yes.
Well, RockNet always had the best technology, so that's all I was getting at. You drug fiending perverts. But thank you.
Yeah. And I
you
appreciate
too,
and honor
JP.
your comment and mute your goddamn mic, fool. Though the man is correct, RockNet had fantastic technology. We made a killing selling most of it to a group called ISIS. Unsure what happened to them either, but I never followed up.
Yes.
They took me in. They made me work the servers. They made me mine for the rock. And sure, they got the pedo rock. They had the terror rock. What did they take? They took honest people's money and gave them, like, man, a goddamn good deal. And right now, if you go to their website, ISIStech.io, you right now can sign up with my promo code Roger69. All right, and they're going to hook you up. You got to go through a little seminar, like a little timeshare thing. But trust me, you're going to like it.
Well, I think that a person who's running for president of Afghanistan is a person by the name of Cenk Uygur. He's president of the Young Turks, and he will be running Afghanistan pretty soon.
Fantastic. One of my favorite jesters. A man who speaks for hours and yet says nothing anyone can understand. Truly a gift.
Yes, but he will be president sooner or later of Afghanistan. I'm sure of it, and he'll bring back lots of progressive changes to that nation. He will make a great president of Afghanistan, and he would make a great president of Iraq, and he can combine the two countries. And
you know who would make a great president, Mr. Mudnight? There's someone I thought would make a fantastic president. I've watched him for years on the television. I mean, you may not be familiar. His name is Donald Trump. He's on The Apprentice. Seems like a business genius. I don't see how the country could go wrong.
Well, he was president, and now he lost in a I guess a very legitimate unquestioned election. We should never question the results or election integrity. That's something that we should never do.
There's no way the people could have voted against Donald Trump. He's a business genius. He'd make peace with the whole world. Everyone would love him. Surely there must be
people often go against the right thing when they don't realize it. I remember back in 2003, I was with my good friend Brian Williams. He's an investigator, much like myself. And we were in a helicopter flying over Afghanistan. And we saw what was going on, and we saw those brave troops. So let me tell you what, the American people don't understand the freedoms that they receive from the higher powers. So I know what the Mudnight's talking about. Oh, and he says, "Oh, we gotta trust the fairness." Let me tell you what's fair, my lady.
There we go. Well, George Bush Sr. Now, RockNet has been away for a while, but Colonel George Bush Sr. and Barbara Bush are both passed away, by the way.
You would think that's not true at all. I saw George Bush Sr. just last week in the jungles, part of an advanced CIA PSYOP program, just sending geriatric former spooks into the jungle to cause trouble.
Yes.
You can't use that word anymore.
Baffling.
Absolutely.
Baffling.
Mm.
Barbara Bush, she is dead, though. I know for a fact I helped dig her up so that we could steal her jewelry and the caps in her teeth. Dead as a doornail. But George Bush Sr. still very alive and causing trouble. Don't worry for him.
Yes. And there's another gentleman who's really made the waves, and he is for clamping down on the internet. His name is Brian Stelter, and he says freedom of speech does not mean freedom of reach, and he is so true. He is saying everything so true and righteous. And CNN is such a noble and good network.
I wouldn't know, friend. I don't watch white people as a matter of course. I find them boring.
Yes.
Nothing to say. They've had too long to speak. They've run out of all the good words.
Yes, they have. You are correct. You're absolutely correct. You're amazing. So are there any new wars that are going on in your part of the world? Anything that you have to defend yourself against?
Oh, so many, sir. The war on drugs. I'm actively fighting to resume the war on drugs. I think we should spend more money on it. I think we should jail more nonviolent offenders. I think we should destroy more lives until we really crush the Mr. Mudnight. They will never learn.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
but I like those drugs, man.
There should be a war.
That man should be arrested.
Yes.
You don't fucking find me, you piece of shit. I left. I'm not in your machinations anymore.
Now, Shaggy Snack, have you ever been to prison?
Many times, yeah.
Yes. How is
When
prison?
I don't know. I was putting in a lot of people in the prisons, like an amateur cop. Had a pretty cool gig for the past, 60 years.
Oh my heavens, Joey!
No shit. Sorry, but personally, yeah, absolutely, yep. Been in that prison, been in the jail, did time.
Oh, prisons are just wonderful places. I've only ever visited.
Yes.
You have friends
I have
in
to
low
say,
places.
I love a good prison commissary. I was in a prison just a few years ago visiting my dear friend, the financier Jeffrey Epstein. I didn't know why he was there. He just called me on his satellite phone that he was allowed in jail. He said, "Help, Hillary Clinton is coming." I didn't know what the man meant. But by the time I got there, he'd apparently been moved.
Yes. Jeffrey Epstein, the man known by all. High Ridge Estates, I'm going to welcome him in. He sells real estate. He was around with Tom Vu, the guy who said you want to make a lot of money. He is friends with Sly, who's Canadian. High Ridge Estates comes from New York, and I think Sly is from Nova Scotia. And he is living near an Indian reservation. He's trying to clean up his Indian.
Yeah, Brian. Oh, yeah. I'm up here in Nova Scotia. It's real nice, Brian. Come join me.
Yeah, I will join you. I think the Colonel may try to go there and try to clean it up.
Yes, Canada, my home away from home. I love their Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Trudeau. I find him to be one of the most charismatic men of color in the world.
Yes. Well, he is. He is one of the most charismatic individuals in the world, and he is Indian, from my understanding, part of the Punjabi type of Indian, or is he Native American?
To think that a man of Indian descent in Indian formal dress could be elected Prime Minister of Canada, and yet people still say there's racial insensitivity in politics.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. But Sly is there near the Indian reservation, and he says that there is a meth problem on the Indian reservation, and he's doing his best to clean it up.
Yeah, can't get goddamn enough of it.
Yeah, yeah. But he's doing his best to try to clean it up. He's counseling people every day, and he's trying to hug all the addicts he can, and go out there. Sly, why don't you tell him how you're counseling all the Native American youth to stay away from meth? Please tell us.
What I'm doing is I'm digging unmarked graves for these people, and I'm
Yes.
helping them out.
Yeah,
I'm helping them out.
that is so good. Yeah.
Doing it for the people.
Yeah, and because Joe has also helped out with methamphetamine addicts. Joe and I both are very passionate about helping out the drug addicts in Los Angeles and elsewhere, and we basically are trying to clean up the streets, clean up the mess out there. Nobody else is doing it.
I applaud your fantastic efforts to bury the addicts, and I must just say, what? Secretary Clinton, what are you doing here?
And he just left, and that may do it for our show. And there are people. I don't think people laughed very hard at.
No, it's not funny, but it was still good.
I don't think anyone laughed at all, Brian.
Well, why don't you hug a few more drug addicts?
I'm gonna go hug you and JP. I'm gonna
Good
beat
for
you
you.
up, Brian.
I'll give you a piggyback ride if you want one. Huh? Huh?
I'll fireman's carry you, Brian.
You can't do that, dude. I'm 200.
You're not even that fat. You're
You
easy to
cannot
fireman's
fireman
carry.
If you come down here, I'll have. I guess our show is ending, so everything was removed, and that was a very short show. So, guys, I wish you all the best. And yeah, the show did die. Hopefully, the show isn't dead. I'm going to check this out on YouTube to see if it did die. But I don't think it was that funny. And although I enjoyed the guys back again, and the show does have unpredictable things. So I wish you all the best. And even those who disagree with me and really don't like me, I have no animosity. Anyway, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and elsewhere. All right, guys, that was kind of a vulgar one. So like, subscribe, visit our Rumble page, and whatever. Thank you, guys.